Hi, my name is Yemi Badmus. It's good to have you here. Today I'm going to show you 21 mistakes people make when buying real estate in Lagos and the whole of Nigeria, and how you can avoid those 21 mistakes starting today. Yes, I'm going to show you those 21 mistakes people make, and I'm going to show you how you can avoid them. As a matter of fact, there are more than 21. I'm going to show you all of them. Those 21 are the majors. I'm going to show you those ones, and I'm going to show you how you can avoid those mistakes. I'm also going to show you all the mistakes people make when buying real estate in Lagos and in Nigeria, and I'm going to show you how you can avoid all of those mistakes as well. Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, these are the main ones, obviously. Yes, so now my name is Yemi Badmus. As you can see here at Yemi Badmus Buy Good Properties. I have been into real estate for 6 years plus now, going on 7, and I've actually joined a couple of communities. One of them is Avengray, and quite a number of real estate, realtor communities as well. So I've been doing this for quite an age, yeah. So, and I really think it's high time I helped people. I help people and save them from falling for real estate scams. Okay. Now, the fact that there are real estate, scumbags who swindle people of high-end money. Of hard-earned money rather, does not mean that there are no good real estate deals. There are lots of good real estate deals. Now, what inspired me to do this was when I saw this post by a friend of mine. I looked at it keenly and I realized that people are really falling for these scumbags, and I feel that it's high time we stopped them. It's high time we stop them together. We've had enough of them already, selling our names and then selling our nation, and then swindling people of their hard-earned money. It's not easy to make money. Even when it becomes easy to make money, you know that persons who have made money easy, they have gone through the rough sketches before in life. So you don't just want to lose your money to some scumbags, especially millions of naira. So I thought, I've had enough of this. People have had enough of this. We can't have them do this anymore. We have to just nip this in the bud already, and help people save their millions, and help people save their emotions, and help people save themselves, and also save people from heart attacks and emotional downtrodden when these things happen. All right, so it's also really sad that this happened. Now, this guy was played by his sister. I'd like you to watch the video and see exactly what happened. Now, this guy came all the way from Europe. He had been sending money to his sister for 13 years. This surfaced online some years ago. He had been sending money to his younger sister. It's sad. It's really sad. His mom and then a friend are blocking him from entering to go and meet his sister who was inside. For 13 years, he's been sending money to her. And sad, and she embezzled all the money. She didn't even bid a thing for him, and that's family. His younger sister, yeah. It's terrible. I've seen this video several times, and each time I see it, I'm always emotional. Sending money to your own sister for 13 years, hoping she would have built you real estate from your sweat, and the sister did not. So it's bad. Now, if you think that made you angry, or if you think it made you irritated, well, something else happened, with one of our clients, but it's a good story in the end. He actually had this property he wanted to buy. He had a 60 million naira loan from the bank. He got a 60 million naira loan from the bank. This happened around 6 years ago, thereabouts. 7 years ago, about 6-7 years ago, 2013, 2014, thereabouts. And he almost lost a 60 million naira, loan to a couple of individuals. What happened was that I'm still emotional about that video again. So I'm still thinking about it, and it's not as though this is probably the 100th time I'm saying it, but every time I see it, it just gets me emotionally worked up. So yes, now this man, I'm trying to snap out of it. So this man had 60M from a bank. He was alone, and he wanted to actually buy a real estate property. He's happens to be a developer. So and he consulted us to help him just make verifications. Yes. So it happened that we actually made some verifications, and we found out that the elders of the family, who had the receipts with them, who had the seal, and who also had everything you needed to know and everything to show for the property with them, were not actually in a legal position to sell the land. Yes, they had all the papers and documents, but they were not in a legal position to sell the land. So because there was infighting in the family and all of those things, they would not let them sell the land. And because obviously they were not in a legal position to sell the land, if my client had bought the land, if our client had bought the land, it would have just been, his money would have just gone to places, because the persons who sold him the land had no legal authority to sell it. So we saved him 60 million naira in losses, and he paid us 600k for this effort. Now imagine he had lost 60M. Can you just imagine that? And it was a loan from the bank. This is what would happen. He would go to court, and for 10 years in a Nigerian court, they will still be fighting over the property. I can tell you that for sure. 10 years they will still be fighting over the property. Now imagine that during the period of 10 years he would be spending, say, 6 million naira or more, but what he paid us was just 10 times less than 60 million naira was spending. What he paid us was way lesser than 60 million naira I would have lost. That would be 66 million naira we would be spending, but he only paid us 600k to just get him out of jail, and we could basically verify the property, and we found that it wasn't genuine. So guy, don't buy this thing, So basically that was it, and we were able to save him a whole lot of headaches, and he was happy to pay the 600k. Right? So guess what? He was a developer. Now we know that we're probably going to buy properties from real estate companies, buy properties from estates, and all of those things. Now it is important that you do verifications. If you do not do verifications, things might shock you. All right? So these verification processes are things that you may not be able to do on your own, because if you see what I stated earlier, I said we did a 4-layer deep verification strategy for him. You can't find out about a property, what is it called, a family in-house dispute by just some verification like that. It has to be deeper, and it has to be the unique process we use. All right? So basically that was what happened, and he was able to be saved from that. It could have been anybody. Somebody could have just gone to buy a property from a real estate company and say, oh, she's a real estate company, is safe. And if the real estate company in the first place is not even there, the verifications very well, and then you also fall to the same trap. All right? So we know stories. There are stories. I don't want to bore with many. I've already shown you 2 already. There are a whole lot of stories. All right? You probably came here or got via a story as well. So there are lots of stories. So it's easier actually to get a genuine property in Lagos than to get a fake one. Now relax, I will explain. If you probably think this contradicts what you said earlier, I will explain. Don't raise eyebrows. Now I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. All right? Now, when, for instance, now I meet clients, I'll always perhaps wish that they had met me earlier, because truly we know that, of course, we that in this business, we know that there are no shortage of genuine properties in Nigeria and in Lagos. In fact, we know that there are more genuine properties in Nigeria, in Lagos than fake ones. So that's why I would categorically say that there are no such things as falling for real estate scams. Hear me out. There are no such things as falling for real estate scams, but there are such things as walking into real estate scams. Those scams that are perpetuated by some unscrupulous elements, there are such things as walking into them. Now, why do I say walking into them? Because you see, the truth of the matter is that if you are not careful, you'll be walking into something, a trap. But if you are careful, you won't walk into it. All right, so people don't fall into scams, people walk into scams, especially real estate scams. People don't fall into real estate scams, they walk into them. Okay, so that's why you need to be very careful when buying Nigerian real estate. You need to be very careful when buying Lagos real estate, because truth be told, we're in uncertain times economically, uncertain times financially, uncertain times otherwise. But it is in these uncertain times that you can make the best, the most profitable, and the most thrilling real estate investments and experience ever. Now, I say that with every sense of responsibility, all right? Because first, let's look at this. Look at this. Now, you buy a property for, say, 1M in Ekpe, or say probably 1.5M, 1.3M roughly. In the next 24 months or even less, you will be selling for 5M, right? Certain. Now, you can't put that money in the bank because of the inflation, which is about 17% right now, and those are the uncertain times we are talking about, the inflation. So you will take the money out, obviously, and put it in a more profitable venture. Because if you are putting a 200k in the bank, for instance, you know that 200 minus 17, we are talking 183 here. All right, so your money has a 183k value. Bad, yeah. Secondly, when your 183k comes out, you can't buy what you used to buy back then. So, thirdly, the bank in Nigeria does not put interest on your money. If you get interest, it will be too small, and then that same money they still deduct from it for bank charges, all sorts of bank charges these days. Incredible, right? So that's why I said now is the most thrilling time to make real estate investments. Now, I will explain further, and I will also explain this thing that I mean by the most thrilling, most profitable, and the best time to invest in real estate. I will explain it to you further, but just hear me out. You need right guidance if you must invest in Lagos or Nigerian property, so that you do not walk into scams. That's what I mean by walking. You actually guided so that you do not fall into scams. Do you understand? Now, I'll be showing you something. I'll be showing you something incredible. Now, I will be showing you the exact 21 mistakes people make when buying Nigerian real estate and when buying Lagos real estate, and how you can avoid them. As a matter of fact, there are more than 21, and I will list more for you than 21. I will list more than 21 for you. Okay. Now, I know you might have doubts, and I know you might have doubts about real estate, and you might have doubts about Nigerian real estate. You might be saying this guy's mouth is sweet and all of those things. I understand if you have doubts, and sometimes you might feel that these properties are not as genuine as they seem to appear. You are not alone. Truly, you are not. I understand. In fact, that's a good thing. That's a good thing that you are in doubt, because really it's your money, so you have a right to every pessimism about a property deal, and that's why I'm here to help you. Okay, so in actual fact, I can tell you with every sense of responsibility that you're in the right place, and I dare to say it, that you're actually in luck today. Shoot. Now, I'm Yemi Badmus, but you might not know me. Okay, so there are people who know me, and I've said quite a number of things about me. For instance, there's elder Mrs. Adeajayi from Florida, USA, and she had this to say about me. I've known Yemi for more than 3 years now, and I have also bought real estate from him. Yemi is credible, and he knows his onions, as he would not tell you to buy a property he does not trust. You can always take him for his word. Okay, so yes, there was this time I Mama, she bought the property from me, and then later on she gave somebody to rent it out for her, and the persons were actually, the person rented it out to a client, to a tenant, and the tenant was actually doing some industrial stuff there. The woman had to call me to please help her, get these things sorted out. She had to call me to get these things sorted out, and then when she called me to get this sorted out, of course I went through and I got it sorted out. Okay, because it's important for the clients to be happy even after the deal is long gone and long closed. Okay, so there's this man, so Orobola is in Canada, lives in Canada. He says, I know Yemi very well. He's an incredible guy. He knows real estate like the back of his hand. I have worked with him in real estate and I have no regrets. He is a realtor that you can trust. Okay, that's what Orobola Ayokunle Akinsebikon had to say about me. Then there's Mr. Jonathan. Mr. Jonathan had this, Mr. Jonathan Ikpere, that was Mr. Jonathan Ikpere. He had this to say about me. He said, I've had dealings with Mr. Yemi for more than 2 years. I can attest to his honesty and straightforwardness. Okay, so then there's this man, Mr. Alistair, Ben TV UK. If you probably know Ben TV UK, he had this to say about me. And thank you so much for your job well done. Your commitment to delivering our project is awesome. Keep up the good work and look forward to a continual developmental strategies. That's what he had to say, just their words, just the exact words, putting them for you. So what do you get? Some people, you guys will say, like enough blabbing. So what are you saying? Okay, so let's get straight to the point. So you are going to get from me 21 mistakes people make. As a matter of fact, I'll be adding a bonus of 7. And to shock you, I'll also be adding 5 ways to recover your money if you have ever been, swindled by all of these scumbags. But it's better to avoid that. So that's why we are doing 21 mistakes people make when buying real estate in Lagos and the whole of Nigeria. And now you can avoid those 21 mistakes. Boom. I'll be giving you that. Now, I'll also be giving you weekly emails every week for a month. As a matter of fact, I'll do this for 12 months consecutively. Now, these emails will be about the secrets of buying real estate safely and the key advantages and money makers of real estate, Nigerian real estate, and I'll be sending those kind of things to you for a full year. This is what minimum 5k per month minimum. That's what I'll charge somebody for you, but I'll be doing this for you for 12 months. That's 60k, and you get, guess what, I'll give it to you, no charge. I'm just giving you this. Now I'll also be giving you this third one, which is 2 hours webinars, monthly webinars for a whole year. Now what I'll be doing is I'll be interviewing veteran real estate professionals who will lay everything bare. They will tell you everything. I'll ask them questions and they tell you everything. And after an hour of questions, then there will also be an hour of me. After an hour of me asking them questions, there will also be an hour of you asking them questions as well. Okay, so these people are lawyers, these people are architects, these people are realtors, veteran realtors. All these people are veterans in their fields. These people are business lawyers, legal lawyers. These people are surveyors. These people are valuers. These people are civil engineers. There are a whole lot of them. I'll be bringing so much more of each of these ones. Okay, and now it's going to be 40k per session, but I've actually reduced it to 20k. Okay, so I should have included 20k per session. 20k per session, not 40k. There's a mistake here. 20k per session. Yeah, 20k per session. Now that session once a month. Now guess what, I'll be doing 12 sessions, 1 year long, and sometimes in a month I could just do 2 jara, but normally 1 month, 1 session per month, 1 session per month. And guess what, it's 20k per session, not 40k. 20 is normally 40k, but reduced to 20k for you. Reduced to 20k for you. Now for a whole year, that's 240k. 20k per month times 12, that's 240k normally. But despite reducing it to 20k, I'll still be giving it to you for free, right? For free. I'll be giving it to you. Just giving it to you. Now I'm also going to be doing something with you, something big, something huge, something you should be clapping for me right now, like huge. Okay, so it's going to be a one-on-one high value driven 30 minutes consultation on real estate investment. So you want to invest in real estate in Nigeria, but you do not know how to go about it. You don't know what to do. You want the advice on the best property you could buy. You don't just want to go about buying just any property, and you don't want to fall prey either. So because I know that many people in this kind of position, I do session, 30-minute session, 100k per session, 100k per session. It's highly valuable, huge. For instance, you buy a penthouse in Lekki phase 1, or you could be renting it out on short let for $2,000 per night. $2,000 per night. That's close to ₦1 million per night. And guess what? I'll be dishing out facts on how you can do that kind of thing easily for 100k per session. But guess what? I'm not charging you 100k for this. You're going to get this. Now, this is 100k value. You're going to get this without paying 100k, without paying a dime for it. But this is 100k value. Take it to the bank. Huge. Huge. Now, I'm also going to be putting you in a community. Now, this community will be a community of like minds, where you can be with like minds and do business together, where you can be like minds and collaborate, where you can be with like minds and do deals that will earn thousands of dollars, thousands of naira together. Now, you could do this worth millions of naira there as well. So this is too valuable to be quantified. Too valuable to quantify. Okay, now that's another one. You're also going to get insider stories of property companies and direct access to the best deals, best real estate deals. So real estate companies exist. I'm going to be giving you insider stories of those companies. I'm also going to be giving you direct access to real estate property deals, like a first refusal, access. Okay, now this is huge. This is big. Look at people who bought Ikate, for instance, when they bought it and what it has become today, right? Okay, so this information is huge. For instance, now there was a time, a long time ago, my parents were told to buy they were supposed to buy land in Magudu for 2,000 naira, and they just said, why would I buy land in Magudu? Magudu was bush then. Said, no, I won't buy it. 2,000 naira at the time. Now my parents bought a parcel at 7,000 naira at that time. 7,000 naira. Now I could have used that money to buy 3 plots there, but okay, the plot was 3,000 naira. Sorry, not 2,000, 3,000. So they bought two. I could have even bought one and buy a used Passat. Of course, at that time the naira was highly valuable, and then they said no, so they wanted to buy the Passat. But today, land in Magudu is around 40, 50, 60 m, 60 m. More. It's more than 60 m, as a matter of fact. Okay, but even in today's naira, if we're going to relate it to that 3,000 back then, today's naira will just be about, say, 4-5 million naira. Yeah, 4-5 million naira. So imagine 60 minus 5 million naira, that's 55 million naira, right? Yeah, so I'll be giving insider access to information like that to get real estate deals that are huge. Now, you think that you really know a whole lot. Then number 7 is what I'll be giving you, which is going to be very huge, very huge. Okay, so here it is. You won't believe it, but I'm going to be doing this for you. Huge, great, awesome. Now this is something that many people wish they had. Now it's not about real estate, but it's about family. Okay, so there's this proverb in Yoruba that says that it means that it's a child that we do not train that will sell the heritage we have built. Now, this does not have to do with training children really, but it has to do with bonding a family. Okay, bonding a house, a household, all right, and then bonding in marriage. Okay, so I have friends who do marriage counseling. I have friends who help families unite, and I'm going to bring them to actually give you webinars on stuff about marriage, how to make sure family unites, how to make sure the family stays as one, how to make sure the husband and the wife have super great sex. Did you hear that? Great, just between husband and wife, so that the man will have eyes only for his wife and the woman will have eyes only for her husband, and then they will also be able to propagate a family that stays united, a family that is one, a family that they can be proud of even when they are in heaven, when they are 120 years and then they later go to heaven. The kind of family that they'll be proud of 10 generations down the line. The way to build such families, even if there have been mistakes now. So this is important, because if, for instance, I'm only particular about you buying real estate safely and you buy the real estate safely, what about the family that will inherit the real estate? What about the family that, will earn a whole lot of money from this real estate? Will they still be united despite the billions that will be coming from this real estate? So it's important that we have a family that is united on all fronts. Like the scripture says that how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity, like the precious ornaments from the bed of Aaron to his skirt, for they commanded the blessing of life forevermore. So this is not part of the package, but I thought that of what use would it be if you have huge real estate riches without a united family, without a good heritage, without a good lineage? So it's important to me that you have a good lineage. It's important to me that you have a united family. It's important to me you have a united family front. It's important to me that you have a happy man, happy woman, happy wife, happy husband, and happy children. It's very important to me, and this is too valuable to quantify. Way too valuable to quantify. All right. So now everything that I have quantified, if I want to mention the ones I have not quantified, perhaps everything will be going like $1 million, really. But let's just talk about the ones I've quantified. So 415k, just 450k, but you're not paying 207,500, you're not paying 200k, you're not even paying 100k, you're not paying half of it, you're not even paying quarter, you're not paying quarter of the value, you're not paying quarter of the value. Now I could ask you to pay 75k and it would be really good, a huge cheap deal. Okay, it will be cheap, really, and it will be. All right, but I won't ask you to pay that. You're just going to be paying 50k only. That 50k is less than 15% of the total value. How huge is that? Yeah, huge. Okay, now you're paying just 50k, less than 15%, less than 50% of the total value, and that's crazy. It's even as crazy as just 136 naira per day. Now that's 50k. So if you're going to pay per day, just 136 naira per day. So you are just paying 136 naira, less than 50 cents. Something that cannot even buy a bottle of Pepsi in Nigeria. But guess what? That 136 naira is what you are paying. So basically, you are paying 136 naira per day for a full year. So rather than ask you to pay 136 naira per day, which will be a burden, you just pay 50k. Just 50k. And that's how much you are paying to have access to this mighty, beautiful, extraordinary program that will save you millions of naira in losses, and I dare say that will also help your family. All right, now this is 136 naira, just 50k per year. That's all. Now I know you have questions. About real estate and all of that. Now I'm going to answer this question, and I'm going to give you a shocker right in the next line. It's going to be a huge shocker. Wait for it. But first, you have questions about inflation. You have questions about what if you don't want to come back to Nigeria. Perhaps you're based abroad and you don't want to come back to Nigeria. What if that's the case? What if you have issues about the current state of the economy or the current state of things happening in Nigeria? How about returns on investments? How about the naira to dollar exchange rate? How about trust, safety, integrity? How about satisfaction? Right, so I'm going to answer all of those questions right away. Now I'm going to show you something in the next line, but before I do, let me answer these questions. Now on the inflation side of things, I already mentioned to you 17.5% inflation rate. 17%, your money, 2 million naira, is just about what 1.87 million naira in the bank, right? Terrible. Now this is where it gets worse. Your money, by the time it goes out of the bank, you don't even some banks will not even give you profit on your money. Rather, they deduct for bank charges, they deduct for all sorts of ATM charges, they deduct for even ATMs that you do not collect, they deduct for it. They deduct for stamp duty, all sorts of deductions, SMS charges, every kind of deductions. Some deductions that CBN asks them to do. So in the end, you have less than you put in the bank, and they use your money for business. They even use your money to buy real estate, and you don't get a penny. They even borrow your money, loan your money out to people. Those ones use your money to buy real estate, and you don't get a profit on it, still your money, you still get a deduction on your money. And guess what? Inflation still eats that money. And then you bring the money out and it's less, 70% less value, and then it can't buy what it used to buy before, despite the fact that it's 70% less in value. Huge, right? Now, this is where it gets interesting. If you were to take that 2 million and invest in a property in Ekpe, for instance, I can assure you that that property will increase. If you invest anywhere in real estate, you may not be sure it will increase. But if you have guidance and you invest right in a place that will increase, you are sure to have minimum 4M later. Like, you are sure that in minimum of 2 years, you are going to have at least 4M, and you can sell the property and still make 2M profits. So inflation works for you, right? It works for you. Now, what if you don't ever want to come back to Nigeria? Now, if you don't ever want to come back to Nigeria, you don't have anybody in Nigeria, you don't have parents, you don't have siblings, you don't have brothers, you don't have friends, you don't have anybody in Nigeria, and you don't want to come back to Nigeria at all, then forget about it. As a matter of fact, you can just stop right now and go do something else. This is not for you. But if the third one is that you are looking at the current state of the economy, I told us how the naira was, higher than the dollar. Okay, did I mention it? 70 kobo higher than the dollar. And I told us how I probably didn't tell us. Now, the naira was 70 kobo higher than the dollar at the time, in those times. And then these whites came down, told us the naira was too powerful, and told us to devalue it, and told us all sorts of things. They thought to themselves, how could the black nation become this powerful? The Nigerian airline was so powerful that the likes of Dubai came to learn from us, and at the time it was said that we won't load some country money and didn't bother to collect it. All of those things, all those things that made Nigeria great are still there. Now it will happen again. It will happen again. When it will happen, I do not know, but I'm sure very, very imminent it will happen. Now it's certain it will happen. It's certain will happen. This is just a phase. There are phases in Nigeria, things that have happened in Nigeria that are worse than what has happened in many other countries, and those countries have collapsed, but Nigeria is still standing, and Nigeria has intellectual prowess, and raw materials that are larger than any other country in the world. But guess what? Things will change in favor of those intellectual processes and the things we have. Now, this will happen. I'm saying it because it will happen. I'm certain it will happen. Now, if you do not have this conviction, which I have, then you might just forget about this video and just stop. Okay? Now, but the conviction I have is based on these things and based on many other things that you may not have. But I am sure I have this. Okay? And I'm certain about it. Okay? So, for this reason, you can be certain that the current state of the economy will change, and the current state of things in Nigeria will definitely change. Okay? And that's why you should take advantage right now. But rather than invest property just like that, take hold of the 21 advantages you are going to get in terms of 21 mistakes people make when buying Nigerian real estate and Lagos real estate, and how you can avoid them, and let that play to your advantage. Okay? So that's the truth. Now, return on investments, I've mentioned that earlier when I was talking about inflation. I've mentioned that earlier. So huge. You get huge return on investments. A client of ours bought a property in January, and by August when he was selling, it was even a house. He made 20M profits in 8 months on a house in Ajah, Lagos, Ajah. He made 20M in a year. I don't know if it gets better than that in any other business, but it happens in real estate. It happens with cars. It happens with it happens with houses rather, and it happens with lands. It happens with houses and it happens with lands. Okay, so I know of a couple who made huge returns on investment. I can't remember how much it was now, but I'm sure it was more than, within a year, 12 months, it was more than 500% returns. 500%, huge. I should have shown you, that here, but I think I will show you in a moment. Just hold on. Okay, so yes, I said I was going to show you this. Now take a look at number 4, return on investments. Look at this, huge, right? She bought a land for 14M the previous year. Now a lady came to beg her to sell the land to her for 75M. Now look at that, 14 minus 75. Take your calculator and look at it. Have you looked at it? Take your calculator and look at it. That's 61 million naira in 1 year. and she has not recovered from shock, according to her. Anyway, I don't know if she has recovered now. Now, when the lady left, Mrs. Chioma Ifeanyi discovered that land was selling for 80M, and that's why the lady jejely came to her and beg her for 75M. And her husband says she is not selling his own. Okay, now the rapid growth is amazing. That's what happens in Lagos real estate. Now, this is not what I'm saying. This is a screenshot from what somebody said. Screenshots do not lie. And look at what somebody said. He said the 500% I was saying, he said that's 536% ROI within 1 year. That answers the question on number 4. Enough said. Number 5. Number 5. So, Naira to dollar exchange rate. Now, my parents, I know somebody, my parents' friends and stuff like that, they used to go to Cotonou to buy wares. And they would take Naira there because they know that by the time they get to Cotonou and exchange the money would be really big, like usual, and they could buy a lot of things. That's the same thing that plays out with your real estate. Bring your dollar here, and by the time you get it, it becomes really big, and you can buy a lot of real estate. And just like Madam Chioma, you can actually buy, imagine she had bought 5 of this. Yeah, that's 610M. From how much? From the 140M investment. That's 610M profits. I don't know what you are thinking, but if you're thinking you want to buy now, the next thing you should be thinking about is trust, safety, and integrity. And that's why I'm showing you this. That's why I'm showing you this 21 mistakes people make and how you can avoid them. Weekly emails, webinars that we'll be talking to professionals and veterans, and I'll be interviewing them. I'll be giving you my own takes, and I'll also be, giving you their own takes as well. And you can ask them any questions. I'll be doing one-on-one high value driven stuff with you. And there'll be a community as well. I'll be giving insider secrets. I'll be giving property community secrets. I'll be giving direct access to best real estate deals. Yeah, that's what you'll be getting in there. Okay, so if you think that's good for you, huge. Now, satisfaction. When you buy this for 50K, I told you there's something you're going to get big, huge. Just wait for it. When you buy it for 50K, you get a 1 year full money back guarantee. 12 months. That's 366 days. Big. That's huge. 366 days money back guarantee. So you enjoy all of these things for 366 days. And if you feel that you are not satisfied, you get your money back 100%. Now wait for it. I'll actually be doing this for you if you are ready to get started today for less. As a matter of fact, it will be 50% less. As a matter of fact, I'll give it to you for 25K. And it's still the same thing, everything 25K, and that's like 68 naira per day. So basically, I'm asking you to pay 68 naira per day. 68 naira cannot buy you a recharge card. It's not even up to 20 cents. And guess what? That money that's not up to 20 cents, that's 68 naira, will be what will be saving you millions of naira in losses, so that you don't make wrong decisions when it comes to real estate acquisition. And this translates to a whole lot for you. 25,000 naira only, just 25,000 naira, for a full year's program that will help you and save you from losing millions in real estate deals. I mean, it's huge. Consider all that it is. I shouldn't be talking anymore. It's huge, So you are paying 68 naira per day. So rather than pay per day, you just said, just pay the lump sum. So I won't stress you paying per day. Just pay the lump sum of 25K. But it's really 68 naira. 68 naira. Just 68 naira. We are paying a lump sum just once and for that's 25K per day. Alright, so this offer actually of 25K is only between now and the 25th of November. The first webinar will be happening on the 28th of November. Now, we are sure that before the 25th of November, we'll be full already, because obviously, of course, we can't have everybody, and we can only have a few persons, and it's a software we're going to use, so we can't only limit it to a very few persons. It's going to be very few. So it's either you buy it now or before the 25th of November, or you buy it now, because really we don't know when this group will be full. We don't know when we'll be full, but once we are full, we are full. Once we are full, we are full. So it's 25k between now and when the group is full. That group could be full tomorrow, could be full today. It will be full before 25th of November. So 25th of November is the last date you have anyway. So I think you should make the decision right now. Right now. I don't know what you are still doing. I don't know why you are still here, but I think you should be paying into the account details you can see below right now. Are those slam shots on the 26th of November? Definitely. And once we are complete, when we are doing this program again, it will be 50k. We are going back to our 50k. But on the 25k, we only have capacity for a few persons. Alright, 25k. Now it's going to get bigger. You think, what's this guy going to offer again? Wait for it. Now, look at this. Big, huge. Okay, so once you have sent in 25k payments, just let me know. Now, you can WhatsApp me on any of these two numbers, or just send an email to me at buygroupproperties.com.ng. Now, this is where it gets bigger. You can send the email titled payments. And once you send the email titled payments and you've made the payments, I'm going to give you 7 highly unknown secrets of safe real estate buying. And it will be via email. So I'll send you those 7 every day for the next 7 days. I've never given anybody this before. I've never given this out before. Never. It's going to be the first time I'll be giving it out. It's going to be very, very massive. But that's only if you make your 25k payments right now. That's only if you make your 25k payments right now. Now, I know that you might be saying, Yemi, what if I make 25k and I don't see you anymore? Which is funny. And I know that there are such thoughts. So this is what we're going to do. For persons who have such thoughts, you will not be getting my 7 highly unknown secrets of safe real estate buying that I'll be sending for 7 days via email. You will not be getting it. But the 21 mistakes, just like everybody will be getting the 21 mistakes of to avoid when buying real estate, just like everybody will be getting that ebook or 21 mistakes to avoid that 15k worth ebook. Just like everybody will be getting, you also be getting it, but you can get it before paying. Just send me trial period, just your email. Just like instead of the person who has paid, who is sending payments to yemi@buygroupproperties.com.ng, you who wants to do a trial period, you just want to get the book for, see if it's worth it before you now pay. But obviously you are asking for the book because you want to pay. You are not asking for the book because you want to just to read it and go away. Because I know that you are a person of integrity and a credible person. That's why I'm still speaking. That's why I'm speaking to you. That's why I'm speaking to you, because I know you are one. So it's just going to be a trial period. You are going to try the book, read the book, and when you see the value of it, you make the payments. The account payment details to pay into, just like it here, is also in the book. Okay, it's also in the ebook. So you get it, you read it, and after reading it, you make your payments. So that's if you are going for a trial period. But mind you, if you are going for the trial period, you won't be getting my 7 highly unknown secrets of safe real estate buying, which I'll be sending 7 days via email. You won't be getting it as long as you're going for this trial period. But if you're not going for the trial period, you are paying right now, you'll be getting it. Whether you're going for the trial period or you're going for the payments right now, it's still 25k, and you still get all the benefits inside this program. But like I said, the person who's going for a trial period won't get this 7 days email of 7 highly unknown secrets of safe real estate buying. But the person who is paying right now will get the 7 days email of the 7 highly valuable unknown secrets of safe real estate buying. So just pause here now and make your payments. All right, pause here now and make your payments, and let's get started. I welcome you home. I welcome you to real estate success. I welcome you to making the best great decisions when it comes to real estate. If you're buying a house to live in, fantastic. This program is also for you. Now, like I said, you don't have to buy property from me. Not at all. But I just want to help with this program. So let's get started. Yemi Badmus is rooting for you, and I want you to have the very best in everything. So yes, see you on the inside. Let's get started now. Thank you.